but barely staying afloat on the business side, you're not alone. Running a veterinary practice takes skill, heart, and grit. And when it comes to the financial side, most veterinarians were never trained for that part. That's exactly why I started this series. I'm Cassie Sykes, enrolled agent and founder of Greener Pastures Income Tax. Every week, I go live to take the mystery out of veterinary business finances so you lead your practice with clarity, confidence, and profit. Why do I offer this for free? Because when veterinary practices are financially strong, everyone wins. You, the owner, your hardworking team, and most importantly, the animals you care for. And truthfully, these lives help me too. Showing up each week keeps me connected, grounded, and fully invested in the community I serve. Each Each session gives you actionable strategies to manage cash flow, grow profit, and make smarter decisions without the overwhelm. Tag another DVM who could use this and hit share. We're diving in now. So let's talk about something most vets don't think about until they have to, the value of your practice. Today's live is called Understanding the True Value of Your Veterinary Practice. And we're going to go beyond surface level numbers because here's the thing. Your clinic isn't just where you work, it's an asset. And whether you realize it or not, it's growing or shrinking in value every single month based on the decisions you're making. This matters whether you're planning to sell someday, hoping to retire comfortably, thinking about taking on a partner or associate, or trying to qualify for financing, or just making sure all your hard work is building towards something bigger. By the end of this session, you'll have a clear sense of what contributes to practice value, what can kill it quietly in the background, and how to get more intentional about building equity, not just income. If this is your first time joining me, welcome. I'm Cassie Sykes. I'm an enrolled agent, which means I hold the highest credential, the IRS awards, and I'm the founder of Greener Pastures Income Tax. For the last 25 plus years, I've helped practice owners, mostly veterinarians, get control over the financial side of their business so they can stop guessing, start growing, and actually enjoy the practice they've worked so hard to build. I'm based in East Texas. I've been married since 2006. And I have 2 teenagers who make me question my own sanity on a weekly basis. Outside of work, I play roller derby under the name Can't Tax This, number 415, because yes, that's a tax deadline joke, and yes, I'm that kind of nerd. But what really lights me up is helping vets like you feel less overwhelmed and more confident about your numbers, so you can make smart decisions and actually build wealth through your practice. That's what today is all about. Let's jump in. Let's start with a little myth busting because this comes up constantly in strategy calls. Someone will say, well, I'm bringing in 1.8 million in revenue, so I'm guessing my practice is worth about that. And my answer, gently but firmly, is always, not necessarily, actually, probably not even close. Revenue is only part of the picture, and unfortunately, it's the part most people over focus on. The real value of your business is more complex. It's about how profitable you are, how well the business functions without you, and how organized and reliable your operations are. Let me give you an example. 2 clinics might both bring in 1.5 million. Clinic A has an owner who does all the surgery, works 6 days a week, hasn't taken a real vacation in 3 years, and is the only one who knows how to run payroll. Clinic B has a strong associate vet, well-documented systems, a trained office manager, and a clear monthly P&L report that shows a healthy net profit. Both clinics are earning the same revenue, but only one of those is actually valuable in the eyes of a buyer or lender, and it's not Clinic A. So the takeaway here is this. Your clinic's value is not about how busy you are or how hard you work. It's about how sellable, sustainable, and profitable the business is. If you're not sure how to measure that, don't worry. That's exactly what we're going to unpack together. When I evaluate the value of a practice, I look at 3 pillars. These are the things that drive how valuable your business really is, not just on paper, but in terms of what it could actually sell for, how easy it is to get financing, or how much freedom it gives you. The first pillar is profitability. This is the bottom line, literally. It's not about how much you're bringing in, it's about how much you're keeping. I've seen practices pulling in over 2 million in annual revenue that still struggle to cover payroll because their expenses are out of control. Things like bloated vendor costs, overstaffing with no clear ROI, unmonitored inventory losses, those type of things eat away at your profit like termites in the walls. And if you're not regularly reviewing your financial reports, you might not even notice until it's too late. True profitability, measured month over month, is a key driver of value because it tells people this business works. The second pillar is owner independence. This one gets a little personal for a lot of people because many of you built your practice with your bare hands. You hired the first employee, opened the doors, worked the long nights, and now the clinic runs because you do it. But here's the thing, the more dependent the practice is on you, the less valuable it is to someone else. Buyers don't want to buy a job. They want to buy a business that runs with systems, leadership, and a team. If you're still the only person who knows how to handle controlled substances or navigate the practice management software, that's a red flag. Not because it's wrong, but because it limits your scalability and your exit options. The third pillar is operational systems. This includes your financial records, your workflows, your staff training, your inventory tracking, your compliance protocols, everything that makes the business run behind the scenes. A practice with systems in place can be transferred, grown, or scaled. A practice without systems is a house of cards. It might work for now, but it won't hold up under stress or change. If you want your practice to be worth more, even if you're not ready to sell, you have to make sure it's operating like a real business, not a series of daily fires that you're constantly putting out. Now let's talk about what kills practice value, and I mean that literally. These are the things they see over and over again that drag down a clinic's valuation. Even if the vet is talented, the staff is wonderful, and the clients are loyal. One major issue is running personal expenses or expenses for another entity through the business in a way that muddies the financial waters. I know we all do it to some degree, a cell phone here, a Costco run there, but when it's excessive or poorly tracked, it becomes a liability. Your financials are the story of your business, and if that story is confusing, messy, or obviously inflated, it signals risk, and risk lowers value, always. Another issue is disorganized or outdated bookkeeping. I cannot stress this enough. If your books are not current, reconciled, and accurate, your value is at risk, period. I don't care how many surgeries you do in a week or how booked out you are. If no one can figure out where your money is going or how much you're actually making, it makes your business too risky to buy, too messy to borrow against, and too stressful to scale. I also see a lot of practices struggle with staff turnover. High turnover means instability. It also means you're constantly spending time and money recruiting, hiring, and training, which eats into your profit and efficiency. If buyers see that your clinic is a revolving door of assistants and receptionists, they're going to wonder what else is broken under the surface. And finally, I see a lot of practice owners who still operate with everything in their head. They know how to do everything, but no one else does. That makes transition impossible. Even if you're not selling tomorrow, what happens if you get sick? What happens if your spouse gets a job in another state and you have to leave in 6 months? The more that lives only in your brain, the more fragile your practice becomes, and fragile doesn't sell well. So what can you do about it? First, you need to get your books in order. If you're behind, catch up. If your current bookkeeper doesn't specialize in veterinary practices and can't explain your financials to you, it's time for a change. You need clean, reconciled books that help you see what's working, what's leaking, and what needs attention. And you need them updated monthly, not at the end of the year when it's too late to make changes. Second, start writing things down. Start small. How do you onboard a new employee? How do you handle client complaints? How do you stock anesthesia or handle expired meds? These things may seem small, but when they're documented, you're creating structure. And structure adds value. Third, look at your leadership structure. Who's in charge when you're not there? Who can you trust to make decisions? If that person doesn't exist yet, Find them and start grooming them. This doesn't mean disappearing tomorrow. It means stepping back strategically and training others to rise. And last, track your key performance indicators or KPIs. Don't just guess at your profitability. Measure it, review it, set targets. Because value isn't built by accident, it's built by intention, visibility, and decision making. If you're not exactly sure what your practice is worth right now, or if today's conversation brought up more questions than answers, you're not alone. Most of the veterinary practice owners I talk to are doing a lot of things right. They just haven't had the time, tools or guidance to really connect the dots financially. That's where our profit and cash flow analysis comes in. This isn't a one-size-fits-all report. It's a real conversation based on your business, one where we dig into the numbers, talk through what's happening in your practice, and uncover where the gaps and opportunities really are. From there, I'll recommend whether a full diagnostic is the right next step, and if so, we'll build a custom accounting proposal around what your clinic actually needs. It's not just about compliance or cleanup, it's about giving you clarity, confidence, and a clear path forward. You can book that free analysis at the link I'll drop below. This may not have been the flashiest topic, but it's one of the most foundational. Your practice is an asset, and you deserve to treat it like one. Before you go, I want to share an incredible resource designed to elevate your veterinary practice's financial successes. I've put together a free ebook just for you, 7 financial strategies. Inside, you'll discover practical steps to increase profitability, improve cash flow, and make smarter financial decisions for your practice. You can grab your free copy in the comments. It's completely free, and I highly encourage you to check it out if you want to see your practice thrive. Plus, if you know another vet who could benefit, feel free to share it because every veterinary professional deserves the tools to build a profitable and sustainable practice. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you found this helpful, like this video, share it with other veterinarians, and I'll see you next time when we talk about how to save big on taxes with vehicle and mileage deductions. Have a great rest of your day.